Moloko, good afternoon to you. So take us through the issues that employees have with the employers. What's driving this protest?
Hello, Jeremy. Well, you remember that this province a few years back was in a financial crisis, prompting the national government to even intervene, placing it under Section 100B, wherein several departments, including the provincial treasury, were run from Pretoria. Now, years later, the effects continue to be felt to an extent that the province at some point decided that it was going to reduce the tariffs of travel allowances that public servants in this province would be paid. For instance, across the country and in other national departments, workers, for instance, if they use a bigger engine vehicle, in this province, they were limited to a 2-liter engine. As a result, the workers decided to challenge that, and the bargaining council ruled in their favor. Now, the decision to pay the workers less was in effect between April 2016 and it ended sometime last year in October. Now, as a result, the provincial government owes a lot of money. We don't know how much it is, but our sources were telling us that in the Department of Education alone, the workers are owed 67 million rand, similar amount in the Department of Health. Now, you can imagine it's money that's amounting to millions of rands. But let me bring into this conversation, we were meant to speak to Norman Mabunga, who is an HAU chairperson in the Premier's office. All of a sudden, they brought a provincial leader. Say, thank you so much. Tell us why are you having a problem with government trying to contain costs? Because we know this province was going through a financial difficulty.
Look, as Nehau, we have a problem that as much as we understand that the government wants to maintain cost when they manage their own budget, we think it must not be at the expense of government's own policy. You know that the Department of Transport nationally declares the rate to pay allowances, the rate of payment for traveling. Now, what they've done here in this province is that they've disregarded the national policy and implemented their own policy as part of cost containment measures. We have told them, we have actually told the DG that what he's doing is unlawful. But he continued to do that. We went and challenged it through the chamber. We have now attained an arbitration award. But since we attained the arbitration award, the Director General refuses to implement that arbitration award. You know that the arbitration award is equal to a court order. If it's issued, it must be implemented. We have received this arbitration award in February, but up until today, he does not want to implement. In fact, he wants to review. The second part is that part of why this government collapsed was the irregular expenditure done by the Director General. Hence, the previous Director General was actually taken through disciplinary proceedings. Now, we have the same issue now that the Auditor General in the 2015 and 16 statement does indicate that there's been irregular expenditure done by the Director General here. The amount that is involved is way much bigger than the irregular expenditure by the previous DG. Hence, we then want our Premier to act and suspend the Director General for this irregular expenditure, but also
I'm sorry, we don't have time. But Jeremy, just maybe in conclusion, the fact that the workers were not allowed to claim for travel allowances using bigger engine, when it came to the senior managers, the HODs, they were exempted, and the workers here were even saying that if the provincial government really wanted to save money, it should have made sure that the MECs were using smaller cars and they did not allow a situation where the workers, ordinary workers, would be affected.
All right, Moloko in Limpopo, thank you. We'll continue to monitor the situation there.